Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Propagandacast from your host Imperial Daimon here to a 1 vs 1 on Stalingrad. Yes, indeed, Stalingrad in the Great Ruins. No, the map is Stalingrad, anyways. We'll be watching here Jesulin fighting for the Soviet Union, comrades. For the
We have a new unit.
505th Shock Battalion or Regiment, actually, anyways, division. Versus Cataclaw here fighting for the Germans, for the Reich, for the Kampfgruppe Heindler. And we're noting here points being rapidly secured. Conscripts on the way here for Jesulin, Commander Silent Lease. Got Motor and Shock Rifle versus Cataclaw here with Assault Support, Elite Troops and Mobile Defense. And we're noting here several infantry squads on the way. Heading towards the right hand side here, left hand side here, so you're spreading out towards the wings of the map, if you will, going for the fuel points maybe. Whereas Cataclaw is so far aiming a bit more determinedly for the left fuel point. With Grenadiers following up, but will they getting hit towards the centre? Will they try to support the Pioneers there by the west? No, looks like they will not be doing that. So they'll be heading straight on towards the centre indeed. Let's be careful that he doesn't spread out a bit too much and find himself in a bit of a tricky situation. And there you go, already first fuel point secure there for the Soviet peoples. Additional Grenadiers are arriving for Cataclaw, additional conscripts there on the way for Jesulin.
Good work, comrades.
Point there secured, point there secured.
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
There he goes, slimming out the left, but there we go, he's actually spreading out a bit, so we'll of course have to see how that one actually will end up working out. There you go, guys, holding up position behind some sandbags, taking a few shots at the conscripts, not even sure where that one came from. Bit early in the morning here, those are my pardons. Comrades sitting up here.
Infantry shooting at us.
Points there being secure, and there you go, another engagement, quick shift there by the larger residential building. Conscripts and commerce vessels Grenadier squad held up here behind some large chunks of rubble. More conscripts, it looks like he'll be first down with these Grenadiers while the others are left to their own devices. There you go again, bit the hazards of spreading out a bit too thinly. You can find yourself a bit quickly ganged up upon by its larger Soviet force and thus in a bit of trouble. In this case, we do note here that Jesulin does not push the matter, instead shifting over here where they're going to take up position behind another set of rubble, holding off another Russian force. Looks like there we go. Cataclaw is able to shift in some Grenadiers to assist the others here, creating a much harder to deal with position here by Jesulin, who does not have Molotovs to actually force them out of cover yet. Obviously here, Cataclaw flanking in here on the Grenadiers, while another combat squad looks like sitting up there. Grenadiers here a bit, or conscript a bit trouble. They've got the Grenadiers simply focused down here. Grenadiers here continue to hold out. And there we go. Several conscripts are quickly dying here out in the streets of some undetermined village. And there we go. Nitric there by Jesulin. Quickly merges one squad, so he can quickly pull back the other one, keep another one squad so close to full strength. But there we go. Ultimately, the streets here turn into a bit of a slaughter, a kill zone, with only one Grenadier ultimately there, with several conscripts utterly beyond salvation. You do see more infantry arriving here, but the right hand side might be falling into the hands of the German army, with more Grenadiers following up here.
Awaiting orders.
Left hand side though is open to Jesulin's advances, if he so deems that fanciful. But there we go, Cataclaw now focusing up his infantry, getting down some better coordination, creating a much harder to deal with situation here for Jesulin. With 4 conscripts for 1 combat squad, knowing here Shock Rifle has been chosen.
Incoming round.
Conscripts are moving up. Grenadiers falling back here, the Grenadiers moving up support. And there you go, Molotovs are up. One poor German went down. The rest are standing still. And there you go, bunker up. Medic bunker likely. 4 Grenadier squads by the looks of it. No, actually 5. For Cataclaw, so pretty heavy infantry start here. So they Kampfgruppe. Very heavy infantry start. Grenadiers falling back there.
Getting tired of this. We are ready to build it or blow it.
Flamethrowers ahoy.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Conscripts there being pulled away. We're seeing a larger force assembling here around the right-hand viewpoint, while the left one is being resecured. With Jesulin in the meanwhile pushing up the centre here, constantly shifting around, trying to keep Cataclaw perhaps a bit guessing. Not a bad assumption here, or bad thought. In this case, the amount of Grenadiers proved to be too much for the combat engineers, sending them scurrying back to base.
Under fire!
Looks like he might be aiming for some shock troops to try and turn the tides
We
of
need to
war.
re-establish our supply lines.
Or something like that anyways. Another Molotov here trying to deny the Germans some cover. Nicely done. Oh dear, they're running into the fire though. Running into the fire. Careful, Yuri. Boris. Ah, no. And Vasily apparently as well.
Not one step back, comrade! This is our
Remember, the cover you
now.
threw a Molotov on can also negate it to you, so do be careful. Oh, Kanisko went down there, caught by Molotov retreat. A level lost there for Cataclaw.
Shock
A
troops
squad
can now be
gone.
used to crush the enemy.
That will definitely hurt Cataclaw a bit there in the longer run. And there you go, now shock troops are running at the same time. They'll definitely have some fun here of the close quarters of the urban ruins map. With their body armor and submachine guns, they'll definitely be a bit tricky here for Cataclaw to handle. You'll definitely need some light machine guns or something to try and help with that. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of trouble. Altering here that a lot of Cataclaw's infantry is currently actually quite depleted.
Last one.
There we go. Savagely sent home running. It looks like another infantry squad there arriving for Cataclaw. Like the mechanized company going up.
Supply lines have been cut.
Maybe he should merely wait for some Panzer Grenadiers for this man. There go, rough grenade in the path. Gets Yuri straight on, but the Grenadiers still are not in a good condition. He should at least get up some medic packs, and instead of him staying there. Yes, and they're struggling to actually take back the map. At the same time, as soon as the shock troopers get closer, he should have a good chance. And there we go. Full abandonment of the centre. The shock troopers bring too much, and there we go. Gunner squad pulling up there with that machine gun. Should grant him a bit more firepower here amongst the shattered housing.
Replenished.
And there we go. Machine gun fires away gloriously.
We
It doesn't
are
actually
as
quite
ready
hit
as we
anything.
can be. Well done, comrades. The point is ours.
What do you want,
There we
comrade?
go. Leaving here the flank on. We do see Jesulin takes advantage of this to try and flank the Grenadiers. The shock troops, and there we go. Retreat path could end up being cut off.
What do you want?
Cataclaw needs to rapidly retreat his Grenadiers, and there we go. Heavy damage already inflicted. Looks like this time around he got reasonably lucky. Only lost one man, the rest are heavily wounded. Grenadiers shifting back towards the house. His forces all of a sudden being surrounded and enveloped here in the centre. And there go multiple guns to Pioneers. Definitely some mean-spirited action here.
We're builders, not killers.
Quick
Why are they shooting at us?
pulling up into craters for security. Victory point there secured. Shock troops moving in to try and assist, flanking on the Grenadiers. Good job there, Jesulin.
Leading, comrades.
And the flamethrowers definitely also making it harder for Cataclaw's troops to get a foothold. Noting here, scout casualty for Cataclaw. Could upgrade with a 20mm cannon
What do you want?
to help against the infantry a bit in the closer
Your
quarters.
predecessor died a hero. We're builders, not
And there you go, combat has been dealt with. While the Grenadiers are pushing up there again, shock troops and constants moving in. Grenadiers already hitting right trouble. These Grenadiers need to start and fire that machine gun rather rapidly. And there we go. Point blank versus the shock troopers. Body armor does nothing against an MP42 that close. Scout car moving in.
Grenades now available to all conscripts.
There you go, more fire from the lightest machine gun gewehr. Anti-tank unit does manage to damage in here. The scout car going to continue to hold up here, getting on a few kills.
Under attack.
And ultimately forcing Jesulin to pull back. So a bit of a close engagement there. More light machine guns now going up. Cataclaw is expanding his Grenadiers arsenal. There goes, shock troopers have been merged with. A devious move there by Jesulin, allowing his shock troopers to carry on a bit further before ultimately pulling them back, possibly for some healing. So get the most out of them since they're all rather
Good work,
depleted.
comrades. This now
Also important to
belongs
note, I
us.
mean half of them now don't have body armor, so those will die even faster, so getting a bit of healing them on them might not be an all too bad idea. Hopping over here to Cataclaw. No sign of a commandant there. Only 4 grenade squads so far, and then a scout car, the 221. Leichte Panzerspähwagen. Grenades here in the house though. Quick Molotov forcing them out in the open. In fact, straight in front of the conscripts there, perhaps not so well evacuated there. And then you got Panzer Grenadier on the way for Cataclaw, adding a bit more range, well-ranged fire, I suppose, in these ruins, close to medium. Still think the scout car upgrade here might be an idea, could certainly help him versus the infantry a bit more, and certainly versus the shock troopers. The light machine gun having a bit of a limited effect here.
We have little grenadiers standing by.
So fast, by the way, not managed a single kill. A bit of damage though. Tommy's being charged out for the Grenadiers. Helmut bursting into flames, horribly screaming. And there you go, Panzer Grenadiers arriving to assist, get Kampfgruppe. Nice rifle grenade, hoping to catch the shock troops, actually killing one of them. Nice of them, still the infantry all one with precision scout car, once from hit with an anti-tank grenade, Grenadiers fighting him in the far side. Panzer gun is a bit far off. Nice use there of the ranked apartment building, where are the Panzer Grenadiers still sometimes off. Looks like a Molotov might have been locked here, forcing the Grenadiers to vacate the premises. Not long to go there. A quick first aid kit here could quickly heal them up on the front line. Also, he's gone for mobile defense and immediately calls up a Puma heavy armored car, the 234-2. Its 50mm cannon, more or less the same one that the Panzer III had. He's fighting, and there we go. Puma moves in. Not that effective against infantry, so overall, considering the current situation, it probably won't do him that much good. I mean, it won't really be able to punish Jesulin's large infantry force. And in fact, due to the close quarters, I mean, he really risks it being hit with anti-tank grenades. So it's a bit of an interesting move there by Cataclaw, and certainly one I don't necessarily fully understand considering the current circumstances. It's definitely a bit of a risk, and one which currently won't give him much of an effect. And again, I believe they actually need to get some veterancy before they become reasonably effective against infantry. Until then, they are not that solid. Of course, you might be worried about enemy armor, of course, in that department. They can help a bit. But at the same time, oh well.
Scout car awaiting orders.
They're firing on us!
Panzer's here fighting gloriously. Molotov there forcing him out of the crater. Scout coming about. Still not upgraded, by the way. Still not managed to get a single kill in all the time it's been here.
Getting a bit low! Yeah! We are ready!
Grenadiers managed to draw the fire. Pioneers moving in. There we go, Molotov on the Grenadiers forcing him out. Conscript also ranks to the fire. Bursting a lot as well. Looks like the Puma actually managed to kill 2 poor souls. Second Puma arriving there. Looks like Cataclaw is emptying some armoured reconnaissance battalion for its armoured cars. Field guns are arriving. They'll definitely be able to present a bit of an issue here for the scout cars, since they don't have a lot of health.
Yeah! The Russians are attacking!
Moving in to support the Grenadiers. Forcing where the confidence there, but again, overall they're not really achieving much damage or kills so far. I mean, they're actually reasonably expensive. In fact, they're more expensive than an assault gun at the moment.
We've been spotted!
Even the Studi. There we go, shock troopers there under fire from 3 scout cars, not taking a single loss.
We need orders!
So again, I can't help but feel that all of these armored cars maybe could have been invested into something better, like say, heading to phase 2 and getting some armor that way. Maybe getting an armor car later. There you go, Field gets off a nice hit there. Already down to 2/3 health.
Did you need something?
Jesulin holding on reasonably nice, though he might of course have more arms, field guns to sort of deal with this lightly armoured threat.
Grenadiers, ready.
Cataclaw's troops are slowly gaining in veterancy though, definitely making a bit more of a trick to deal with, and time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is Jesulin sort of holding the centre of the map, whereas Cataclaw is holding on, his clawed on in fact, to the sides of the map. They're holding the victory points and both few points. So he's definitely got a bit there, and he's also got quite the assembly here of armoured cars, a nice little armoured car patrol of the heavier kind, but at the same time, it's not one that is currently really seriously dealing with this current issue, which is enemy infantry. In particular, the shock troopers are providing a bit of a hazardous threat there to Jesulin here in these close quarters. And again, the Pumas just aren't quite cutting there. Of course, he'll be ready then for any sort of arm, in particular, the single T-34 will be heavily struggling against two Pumas in the right conditions for the Pumas, that is. So there are some things there, but I can't help but feel he maybe should be aiming for some armor and getting out a Panzer IV, maybe some Stugs. He could, of course, also try and aim for an armoured car. I mean, not an armoured car, but the command tank. That might help actually against infantry, provide a bit more of an armoured basis for his forces, considering the overall situation. So it's something to keep in mind there. For Jesulin, on the other hand, I mean, he's probably saving up slowly for the IS-2. I mean, it's going to be sometimes off because now at 11 command points, it is going to be a bit harder to sort of rush for. And of course, in that department, if Cataclaw plays his cards correctly, I mean, if he just gets some armor, he can actually counter that one reasonably well, because again, it will take much longer. But again, if he just keeps running into Pumas, I mean, he might have some issues with it. I mean, he probably should be expecting it, since, well, there's not a lot of other commanders. He has that shock troopers here for Jesulin, so again, an IS-2 should be expecting again that department. The Pumas might struggle a bit, in particular considering the overall conditions of the map, which really don't lend themselves well to outmaneuvering, meaning they have to really engage it from the front, which is where the IS-2 really has an advantage. Though I would recommend him probably getting another field gun. In fact, he is that, so that's great. A mortar could also be a bit helpful, or maybe a Maxim. But beyond that, he is looking reasonably well. So let's pop back to Cataclaw and the match. He could aim for some Ostrom reserves, but again, he's not lacking in infantry. Again, it's rather the armoured department, and I'm not entirely convinced that putting all of his eggs into these Puma-shaped baskets will be the best method of securing victory. And in particular, since they can't really take advantage of the fact that currently Jesulin is playing for heavy armour, and, you know, he's not getting any armour as well, which was actually Jesulin to a large extent rather vulnerable to tier 3, any kind of armoured assault there. Instead, the Pumas here can't punish the infantry for that. So in that department, Cataclaw is rather setting himself up for being hit with some heavy armour. In fact, getting a third Puma now. And if he at least had a command tank, would probably punish his opponent a bit, but again, he's just adding more and more Pumas. And again, they're not that great against enemy infantry. And he's not even upgrading that one to be better against infantry. I mean, really, it's not getting a lot of kills done. I'm not sure why he isn't bothering with that. It certainly feels rather peculiar. Certainly, he's also got a ton of missions. A few mines would certainly be necessary by now, I think.
Taking fire from AT gun.
So 3 Pumas going about here. And there we go, hit from the field gun. Panzers moving up here through the centre street. Pioneers by the veteran G2 already, that's lovely. And Sharks are trying to hit the Panzers coming up in the crate up, but a quick grenade here. Force them out of there. Puma needs to be careful, and they're going to tank it further down on health. Not looking good there. Other Puma trying to fight fire support, but again, overall lightly applying it. So far they've all together gotten 6 kills, and the other scout car less as well. I mean, generally you won't get much out of the 2-2-1 in particular on a map like this without the auto cannon. You really need to sort of be able to sort of drive into the enemy with some heavy firepower. Puma actually managed another kill there with a traction machine gun. Rolling up here. And there you go, takes it from field gun. Heavy end. Nothing didn't as well. Several of his scout cars now actually rather limited mobility, they're fighting on their own, overwhelmed by conscripts and combat need to retreat. Zurückfallen! Nein! Damn, that was close. Pioneers are fighting in support of the Puma. Getting several kills down the conscripts up close with their MP40s. Fighting heroically there for the Reich. 9 kills so far. Puma trying to escape. Might want to try and pop some smoke at one point to make it a bit harder for the enemy to see it. But no, looks like he's not doing it. Rearmor is exposed. And there we go, anti-tank grenade knocks it out. Puma destroyed. He does get a counter squat on the chamber, but I'm not entirely sure it's worth. Then again, I think had he gone some smoke there, he could have saved it. But a bit too late for that now. Still, he's owning most of the map, but at the same time, I just don't feel those Pumas are quite cutting it considering the current circumstance. And again, I'm very surprised he has not decided to upgrade the 221.
Ready for anything.
Resistance! Taking fire! A new unit has arrived.
And another Puma. He seems very focused on those Pumas. Of course, he's getting a ton of fuel. So I mean, to some extent, it's getting easier for him to get a lot. And there we go. The IS-2 has arrived. And again, he's not really been able to sort of set up a great deal to sort of, you know, punish the opponent for it. Waiting all this time, 19 minutes in. At that stage, he could otherwise have plenty of tanks or assault guns. But instead, he's got 3 Pumas and he's already lost 1. And none of them are actually veterans. Even. Which does give them target weak point, which does provide a bit of an aid there versus the IS-2. So of course the question becomes here for Cataclaw, how does he deal with this IS-2 which is in support to try and clear out the ruins. And there you go, now the IS-2 is really laying in. Jesulin could consider upgrading with the Dushka, which has been improved as well. That is the top mounted one.
Enemy is taking our territory.
We're on target!
Ruins providing nice cover there against the IS-2. High explosive shells of doom. Ooh, grenades going out front. That was damn close. Grenade squad flanking in, trying to get off a Panzerfaust, and there we go. Doesn't succeed in penetrating though. The IS-2's front line, by the way, having been strengthened. Also, the IS-2 now does less damage per shot, but on the other hand has a higher rate of fire, plus every shot has now higher penetration as well. I believe it still has around the same AoE. Oh, Scout in trouble, direct hit there, the 221 only having 3 kills to his name. And the Scout car went down there in a blaze of diesel or petroleum. The Puma's there flanking in, nice shot there, that should actually give some chance, but no, he quickly drives away, getting hit by an anti-tank, leaving this one dead in the water as well. Even with all this going on, Cataclaw can't seem to sort of use the Scout cars effectively, because again the overall situation here with how Jesulin positioned his units and field guns rather makes it difficult for the Puma to do much. There you go, gets off a few hits there. Shots flying. Puma almost down already. And a Panzer squad caught there from the IS-2. And sure enough, he's not upgrading for the Dushka. Another shot bouncing off easily there from the IS-2. That 50mm gun not necessarily being the most effective weapon against heavier tanks unless you can actually flank it. And again, that's where the headaches arrive for Cataclaw and his 234 for 2. There you go, nice hit there. Also noting the colour there is Dunkelgelb, which was the late war, well not completely late war, base colour for German armour and vehicles. It was actually late 1944 replaced by Dunkelgrün, or dark green. It's a little fun fact there.
Bit by bit, we take back what is ours.
The turret itself was taken from a reconnaissance tank, I believe it's called the Leopard. And actually, a little fun fact, there was one other reconnaissance vehicle that received the same turret, only one version of it was made, or well, one tank of it actually, that was the Lux Ausklärungspanzer. There was one of them that actually received a similar turret right here. So little fun fact then, that department.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Shot actually managed to penetrate.
I am getting tired of
Next one
this
failed.
shit.
Overall, the Pumas though are not having an awful lot of luck.
We are taking losses. This piece of dirt is ours now.
And certainly are not giving Mr. Cataclaw quite the oomph he'd had hoped for, I imagine. I mean, so far we're probably looking about 2 to 3 already. I mean, versus... Oh, Panzer Squad here could go down. And another anti-tank grenade. Puma now engaging the IS-2, and there we go, IS-2 just shoots back. Puma simply at the front, does not stand much chance, really need to flank it again. The thing is, Jesulin rather wisely keeps it closely supported by field guns and infantry, making it very difficult for the Pumas then to flank it. I mean, had he gone for something else just even remote, he might have had a better chance, but again, with only Pumas, he's rather limited. I saw really close to Veterans 1, that he is sneaking in, and quickly realising he needs to be elsewhere. There you go, another Puma heavily damaged. And there you go, Veterans 1. The Pumas ineffectually plinging away at the frontal armour of the IS-2. Like small cats pretending to be tigers. Or lions, or any kind of big cat, really. And in reality, they might as well be kittens when it comes to the IS-2. And there you go. KV-8 has arrived. Grand Squad went down here for Cataclaw. But at the same time, the KV-8 might actually be an easier target here for the Pumas if Jesulin is not careful and actually splits it out a bit too much in his own. In which case, the Pumas could quickly swarm it and possibly knock it out, although they would probably need to flank it properly and hit it from the sides. Panzer is here equipped with Panzer Strikes. That should definitely also add a bit of oomph.
We are losing territory.
Taking up the little dent out of the building, a bit risky there. Takes a hit there, but the building absorbs hit from the IS-2. KV-8 can't from their Panzer X5 going into the building. Not a safe place to stay, Leute. And there you go, KV-8 heavily damaged. Veterans 1 there for the Puma. Another hit there through the sidearm, and more Pumas are moving up. Need to be covered this one. And there you go, looks like he was actually able to get through a hit there. Although at the same time, his Pumas took a bit of damage there. Both the Veterans 1 now. Pull back, pull back. But the IS-2's here seen a chance to get at least one of them. Target weak point maybe, no. And there you go, the almost 22 Puma went down. Another Puma arrives here. One shot man to penetrate. There we go, Veterans 2. Increasing. A bunch of things actually making it a bit more lethal, but still. Careful, careful, Cataclaw. 9. 9. Oh, there we go, field gun, got it. A rather catastrophic blunder there by Cataclaw, who was a bit too greedy. He thought he would get the IS-2, and instead ended up wasting a Veteran 2 Puma, which could overall actually project a lot more damage, and I think helped him a lot more versus the enemy infantry. So that was rather silly there by Cataclaw. A moment of greed. Cost him an otherwise precious unit. And now he's down to 2 regular armored cars again.
Aim fire on this position! Yuri, get your head down!
Sadly not getting much out of there. And the IS-2, by the way, close to Veteran 2, which would mean a higher range and a higher rate of fire. And once it got the higher range, the Pumas really would have absolutely no advantage, since you could then engage them on equal range. At which point the Pumas really would have no chance. So there you go, still rolling in. Versus shock to there you go, anti-tank grenade damage the engine again. There we go, another Veterans 1 Puma. Then his minute support, IS-2 rolling out rapidly. Enough, still no sign of the engine on top. trying to escape here through the narrow streets, but the IS-2's just plowing straight ahead. And the Puma drives straight in front of it. Oh, what a terrible situation here. And that's another armoured car bit the dust, and there you go, GG from Cataclaw. And bet GG for the IS-2. And game over here, a bit of a briefer fight, but overall still interesting. Showed off some new things. Again, bit how heavy armor is now a bit harder to actually sort of get at. We also saw the Puma sort of more in action, and again sort of reasonably well against medium armor maybe, but again versus heavy armor, in particular support, well, they tend to rather markedly drop in effectiveness, in particular again, you know, considering, you know, they're not really good versus infantry either, at least not initially. And right there, of course, there were a few problems there then for Cataclaw as the game progressed. Partly again, he had an advantage, but then he basically wasted it on Pumas, and again, he simply couldn't get anything out of them. Since again, they're not very effective against infantry. 221 was not upgraded to be more effective against infantry either, and you never say consider getting a command tank, or even getting something other than, say, tier 3, maybe getting a Stuttgart or Panzer 4, even an Austrian. Again, it was rather too monotonous play there from Cataclaw, which ultimately, you know, rendered him rather, in many regards, one-sided, and ultimately left him extremely open here to simply a massive counter in the form of the IS-2, which pretty much bounces most of the shells and basically wipes them out. So nicely played there by Jesulin. Less nicely played here in this case by Cataclaw. We certainly saw the Pumas again. We really saw, you know, the many weaknesses of the Puma in this match. So hopefully you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something, a thing or two or three from it. If you did want to subscribe, tell your friends, share with everyone. If not, you know, send in replay and provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers and see you tomorrow.